What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Luna, and today I am going through my Oracle and Tarot deck collection. Okay, so I'm going through all of the decks that I have currently. I have some coming in the mail. That's my business. But I want to share with you guys my tarot and my oracle decks and where you can get them and how I like working with them, and just some, I don't know, just some things so you guys can know. Like, if you're starting out reading tarot and you don't know which decks to get or which decks are out there that are pretty popular that a lot of people are using, then this video is for you. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely keep on watching. All right, so I'm going to start with my tarot decks that I have. I currently have 5 decks. This deck here that I like to keep in this velvet top plaza crystal bag, actually. I like to keep my, I think this is the Modern Witch Tarot. No, this is the Everyday Witch Tarot. So this is the Everyday Witch Tarot. It's a pocket-sized deck. So this is what the back of it looks like. I probably have to back this up. There it is. That is what the back of it looks like. This is actually my favorite deck. I really only use this one for my personal readings. I don't use this in readings that I do for other people, just because it's pocket size. It feels more personal. Like, I take this, I keep it in my bag when I'm traveling. I really love just the art on there. The artists just really did their thing with this deck. I really appreciate just how they incorporate like the everyday-esque things with like this witchy, witchy vibe. Like, there's always brooms, there's always cats in the pictures. Everyone has like, one of the witch hats. Like, it's just real cute. It's real cute. I really like it. I really do. That is the Everyday Witch Tarot deck. You can pretty much find this one everywhere. I've seen it on Amazon, but I personally get I get all of my tarot decks from Magic Planet, and that information is going to be in the description box below, along with the affiliate link that you can use to support the channel, and also a discount code for you to get 5% off your purchase. So this is the Everyday Witch Tarot, and like I said, it's a pocket size, so it fits really cute in this little velvet bag, so I can just drop it in my bag whenever I need to be like on the move or on the go. So that is the Everyday Witch Tarot. Now, my second tarot deck that I use very often is the deck that I use for my readings that I offer you all. So of course, if you want to book a reading, go ahead and check the description box below, and that'll give you all the directions on how you can do that. But this is the traditional Rider-Waite deck. So this is actually the deck that I learned to read tarot with, that I actually no, I take that back. I didn't learn to read tarot with this deck, but I learned the symbolism and the esoteric connection to tarot with this deck, so it really deepened my practice. But this is the one that literally everyone uses. This is kind of like I said, the OG when it comes to tarot. Okay, this type of tarot, because before they were using playing cards, and I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, so this is just a traditional Rider-Waite deck. I encourage that if you are a beginner, get this deck, because this is going to teach you like the foundations of tarot, along with like the Fool's Journey, and just like the traditional symbolism that was used for tarot. But a lot of the different tarot decks that I'm going to show you today, they're based on this. So this is why this is in every diviner's collection, because it's like the OG. Okay, it's like the real OG. It's like this is the elder to all the other tarot decks that is and will ever be. So get you one of these. If you do not have this deck, I highly encourage you getting it. I believe that Magic Planet has them in stock again, because they go out pretty fast. So definitely check Magic Planet, but I know you can get this tarot deck literally anywhere. So another deck that I have that is based on tarot is another pocket-sized deck. This is the Everyday Tarot. This is based off the Biddy Tarot. I'm pretty sure if you ever looked up what a tarot card meant, Biddy Tarot was the very first deck. I'm sorry, not the very first deck, but the very first website that popped up for you. Is mainly like purple and gold. So I believe that this is their actual deck that they created, or maybe they collabed on it, but these are the cards and the images that they use. So this is why I actually got this deck. I actually, when I first purchased it, I thought it was the like full size, but it is the pocket size. And one thing I love about the box is you open it from the top, but it has this like, you know, book kind of opening in the front. It's really cute. So yeah, this is the Everyday Tarot. This one here, I believe that this one is more like negative space art. So it's not as traditional in a way, but, and I love that the High Priestess was the first thing that came out right there. But this is for all the High Priestesses out there. But literally, this is a really nice deck to use. And I think that it, for me, it really helped connect with the energy of the cards, like of the different cards. So really, like for this one, you know, this is the Nine of Swords, but because of the negative space, like you can really just, you get more of the emotion from this and not all of the like colors and the distractions that, or the symbols that can serve as distractions and kind of pull you away from the true meaning of the card. I personally feel like this just really highlights the true nature of the card, the true energy of the card, because it doesn't have all the other colors that can pull in other meanings and things like that. So I do like to use this deck for more of like like pick a cards. I like to use this deck for honestly divining for myself sometimes. Like when I first got it, I really loved it. Like you can see how I was, you see how it's bent. That's how you know I've been shuffling the heck out this deck. But I kind of gave it a break. I honestly use it whenever I feel called to. So sometimes when I feel like, okay, so this is a tip. So when you're ever doing divination and you're reading tarot for individuals and you don't feel like they're being honest with you, I like to use this deck because it, like I said, it tells me the true nature of the energy and I don't get distracted and away from all the other symbolism that shows up in one card. So this just gives me the bare minimum, like this is the bottom of the issue or whatever it is that we're talking about. So the Everyday Tarot, like I said, it's a really great deck to just connect with the energy. It's if you ever want to know like what the cards mean, it does come with a guidebook. All of these come with guidebooks. I just couldn't tell you where they are because I never use them. Sorry, I guess. But this you can also use biddy.com, which is, like I said, the website that if you ever looked up what a card means, that's going to be your #1 site, because that's the most popular site for like telling what cards mean and how to read them and what symbolism and what signs to look in the card and all of that stuff. So Everyday Tarot deck. These are it's a pretty affordable. This is the pocket size. It does come in a full size, I believe, but I believe I got this off of Amazon actually. So that is the Everyday Tarot. And the very last tarot deck that I have is the African American Tarot. I actually got this deck earlier this year for Juneteenth. I supported a lot of just like Aboriginal botanicas and like, you know, shops, and that's where I got this deck from. I don't remember the name of the shop. It's been a few months, so I probably don't even know where that stuff is. But I love this deck. I honestly, to be honest, I haven't used it in a long time, but this is what the back of it looks like. This is also a deck that I like to use for personal readings, mostly with men though. This deck really pulls me to like divine masculine energy. So this is like the Ace of Wands here. So with the Ace of Wands being represented by a tree, like this is like the tree of life, creation, things like that. So it really pulls in like that African aspect, that indigenous history that is often overlooked these days. But this is the Moon card. I really love the art in this and how they have like, you know, the hyenas here. And then another thing about this deck too is that in the corners of some of these posts, ooh, this is giving big Oya vibes. Big Oya vibes. Yes, that's Oya for sure coming through here. Orisha Oya coming through. But yeah, so this is really traditional to the African American culture. And in some of these, like if you look at the top here, there's like images at the top that talk about Black history, or that resonate with Black history. So with this Three of Cups, this is like celebration. But if you think about celebration within the Black culture, music is, if it ain't no music, it ain't a party, and that's just that, okay? And like that's what I see when I look at this card. So this is this deck is very, very, it's deep, you know. I really think that it really it touches a different part of the person, and so I really enjoy using this deck for working when I'm working with men and reading for men, because it really it's so masculine, it's so just real, it's so raw. I appreciate it so much. So shout out to Jamal R. Thomas Davis, who is the creator of this African American tarot deck. So that is pretty much all the tarot decks that I have. I'm gonna hop into my oracle decks so you guys can see what those look like and where you can find those. So I actually forgot, I have another tarot deck. This is the Ghetto Tarot, okay? And I absolutely adore this deck. This was a gift to myself for my birthday from last year. And what I love about this deck is they are real images, okay? This deck is black, okay? It has which I'm sure this is some form of like voodoo symbol. I'm sure it means something, okay? Like this actually reminds me of like those, you know, those gates that are on like houses on the West Coast, like Compton. Like you always notice how they have like these gated windows. Detroit has a few of them too, but the gates always look like this, and I think that that is definitely a symbol, like a rune of protection. I'm not sure, but if you know anything about symbols, like let me know what that means in the comment section. But I really love this deck because, like I said, they use real pictures. Like they actually go out and they actually went out and took pictures. I didn't order this, and this is not available on Magic Planet. This was purchased through the creators who actually created this deck. And I don't have the guidebook with me. But like they have, you know, they used photography, and I really enjoy it. And it's like, I believe it's called the Ghetto Tarot because they literally use whatever they had to create the images. So you can see, like, you know, like they're just they're where they are. Okay, the High Priestess coming through again. Look at that, look at that, look at that. So yeah, so I really love this deck. I don't use this deck. It's not that I don't want to, I just don't. I should use this more. I probably will use this more. Yeah, I will, especially with me creating like full moon and like new moon readings for the YouTube channel. So I will definitely use this. I think I will also start using this for my Patreon group too, for our like monthly readings that I do for them as well. So yes, this deck is called the Ghetto Tarot. I will link where I got it from below in the description box because I cannot remember the creator's name off the top of my head. So if you would like to support and purchase and really support their movement, you can do so by checking out the description box below. Okay, and now for my oracle decks. I actually have more oracle decks than I have tarot decks. I feel like oracle decks just give a different variety of certain things. I think you still have the same meaning with tarot deck, but they are just different images, whereas I'm gonna just talk about it. So this is a Nature Speaks Oracle. This was actually my very first oracle deck I had ever purchased. My first tarot deck was like a it was more of the, like, I forget what they're called, but they're very like royal looking. Like it didn't really, I can't really explain. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But I couldn't tell you where that deck is, and I also couldn't tell you. I know I still have it in this house somewhere, but I cannot tell you where it is exactly. But what I can say is I used to use the guidebook when I used to read it, and it still resonated. My intuition still picked up on a lot of things, but I am visual. I'm a visual learner. I'm a visual person. So I really wanted to incorporate more of the visual aspects into my intuition and just like my practice in general. So when I got the Nature Speaks Oracle deck, this, just with it using nature, this really allowed me to really strengthen my intuition. Oh, I have a guidebook here. But I absolutely love this deck. You can also tell how I use it because if you see, it's curved. But they just show you different, you know, nature symbols. So they have like the birch tree, walnut, rain, the lily flower, the garden. This is time to nurture. Okay, so that could be a message for somebody right now. But this deck is so good. I think if you feel a natural connection with nature, then you should definitely have this oracle deck. I know that this is available on magicplanet.com, so if you are interested in picking this up for yourself, you can find it there. If you already have it, definitely let me know how you connect with this deck, because this deck is phenomenal. One thing I love about it is the fact that every card, though it may show up several times, it means something different every time you read it. And of course the guidebook is also very helpful. It tells you what the card means, you know, based off the creator's intuition, when it's reversed and when it's upright. So I think that is very helpful with helping people read reversals too, using the guidebook and having it mapped out on what it can mean as a reversal card. And from there you start to like just pick up on certain symbols on your own. But this is a beautiful, beautiful deck. It's simple. It is it allows you to connect with nature. You'll be able to start spotting certain trees. You'll be able to spot herbs and stuff like that, just being out in the world, and all because of this deck. So shout out to the Nature Speaks Oracle deck. It is by Ted Andrews, so I am super grateful for this. So if you want to pick this up, like I said, it's available on pretty much everywhere, but I know it's available on magicplanet.com. all right, so the next oracle deck that I have is the Moonology deck. This was, I think, my second oracle deck that I got. I mean, I had to. I'm Luna, like that's my name, like that is my brand. Like the moon is me and I am she. Okay, so the Moonology deck is a great deck to start with. For one, learning the phases of the moon. Also, it is great for connecting certain zodiacs with the moon phases. And just, you know, I think that this does a really great job with pulling those two aspects together. I also really love just the art of these decks. I really enjoy using this deck a lot. I always like to use this deck for like advice. So like if you have if you are a diviner and you have a person that's like, what advice do I have, you know, what advice do you have for blah 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 blah, you can pull out the Moonology deck, and the Moonology will just give you a clear point word on how to apply certain energy. The guidebook is also very helpful with, I think it helps with affirmations. It tells you how to attune to the moon's energy based on whatever card you pulled. It's in depth, so I really encourage you to follow the guidebook if you first get it, so you'll know exactly like what they mean by the certain sayings that they have on the card. But the Moonology Oracle card deck, it's 44 card. It has a guide deck. It's by Yasmin Boland, and the artwork is by Nyx Rowan. So this is what the box looks like. I love it. It's the best. I think you should totally get your hands on. Another, this also is not available on Magic Planet either. This is actually created by Marcella Kroll. You can follow her on Instagram. But this is the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck for divination and meditation. This deck is the bomb, okay? All the way the bomb. It comes with a guidebook. Okay, look, these guidebooks are showing up, okay? Shout out to that. But they have just basic symbols, okay? Full moon, basic symbols on them. A lot of them are like alchemy symbols. They're runes. Yeah, like they're just all types of symbols, very sacred symbols that allows you to look into what the energy is. So, and then they also have numbers, so you can incorporate numerology meaning into these when reading these cards. And then, like, you know, they tell you what the card means down at the bottom. And like for this is like a hand. You know, when we meditate, we're here. And it has the beads for just meditation, taking a breath. You know, it's card 40, so this is 4 and 0. So to read this card, you'll be like just being grounded. 0 is about just being whole, new energy, all of that. So this is the Sacred Symbols deck. This is available, I believe, on Etsy. I think it's on her Etsy shop. That's where I got it from. What's Etsy. I don't even think I purchased this for myself. I think that someone ordered this for me, and it was at my house, and I don't remember buying this. So if you purchased this for me, thank you so much. I don't know who you are. There wasn't like a gift receipt, there wasn't anything, but I just remember wanting this and having it in my shopping cart, and then one day it was there. And I promise you guys, I did not buy this. I promise I never spent any money to purchase this. So yeah, so this is the Sacred Symbols deck by Marcella Kroll. Like I said, you can find her information in the description box, because you can order her deck on Etsy if it's still available there. I believe that's where her shop still is. If not, you'll be able to find her information on Instagram. So that will all be in the description box below. Okay, the next deck that I want to share is the Isis Oracle deck. Now, this is an Oracle deck that I only use for myself. I do not use this Oracle deck for anyone else. I do not share this Oracle deck on the internet. This is to build my personal relationship with the goddess Aset, or also known as Isis. But I do want to share this with you all. I believe that I got this deck from, nope, I definitely got this deck from Magic Planet. I love the back of it. I just love the back of this deck. I love the artwork of this as well. I love the guidebook. Like, everything about this deck is everything. Okay, it's everything. It's so ancient Egyptian. It's beautiful. So this is a deck. I think it's really great for like morning meditations, and like, you know, when you're divining for yourself in the morning, if it's a part of your morning routine, or even at night. But I personally like to use it during the morning time. But the Isis Oracle deck is very in-depth. Like, the guidebook comes with not only the meaning of the card and, you know, how to apply it to your life, but it comes with like incantations, meditations. It comes with a lot of stuff. So it's by Alana Fairchild. So if you feel like you have a relationship with the goddess Isis or the goddess Aset, that's her original name, then I encourage you to get this deck to build that relationship as you connect with that great mother moon energy. Yes, because she is within us all. So I encourage this deck to start that relationship and build that conversation. And the next Oracle deck I have is the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. This is by, what's her name? Doreen Virtue. There's a lot of information out there about Doreen. However, I would say do not connect yourself with her personal journey. She had a lot going on at some point, especially when I purchased this deck. But I feel like, you know, that is no reflection on you and your journey. However, if you read up on her and you're like, I actually don't want to support her, then by all means don't. That's just, you know, my personal thing. I don't know. I bought the deck back when I first started reading Oracle decks and connecting with goddess energy, and that is what, you know, led me to purchase it. So of course, follow your intuition whenever you're purchasing any type of like divining tools, okay? Not just Oracle or tarot decks, but your pendulums, runes, cowrie shells, whatever it is that you use to divine. Just be mindful of where you get it from, who you connect with, all of that. That is all just great information. But this is also why you want to protection and smudge yourself. Okay, smudging your cards, cleansing the cards when they come in the mail, so that way, you know, you're not picking up on nobody else's energy, okay? You're not adopting anyone else's vibes into your own practice. You're being your own self. So basically every card has a goddess from different cultures. I mean, there's a lot of, like, you have Pele. She's a goddess of the, like, Hawaiian energy, but the Hawaiian culture. You have Kuan Yin. This is, you know, that, I believe, Japanese energy. I keep calling it energy, culture. I mean, it's energy in itself, but it's culture. We have Mother Mary. That is more mainstream Christianity. We have Isis, which is Aset. You know, this is, you know, ancient Egyptian along with Ishtar. Yeah, we have Yemen Yath, Orishas here. So, you know, all of these goddesses, they have Mary Magdalene. Okay, we have Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. Okay, like, we have everybody in here. All right. So if you are connecting with goddess energy and you just need, you want to be able to use like or have something to reference that energy, this is a great deck to have. This is what the back of it looks like. And yeah, it's a really great tool to have in your arsenal of Oracle and Tarot decks. This is also available on Magic Planet. So all that description box below. The next deck that I have is the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle. So this is an Oracle deck that I was inspired to get after I finished my Reiki certification. And my Reiki certification, I have two actually. So I'm a certified Reiki master under the Dr. Yusui practice, and then I also am certified in crystal Reiki. So I use crystal grids. I use crystals during like hands-on and distance Reiki, and I also use these cards sometimes if I just feel moved to pull a card for a sacred symbol or a sacred geometrical shape. And so these have sacred shapes on them, along with just like, you know, just certain things that describes what that the frequency that comes through that shape, along with a title. It also has numbers, so you can incorporate numerology into it. So yeah, so this is a really great deck to have, just because, especially if you work with crystals, and just understanding the geometric properties of crystals, that will help you with, it'll just help. And the next deck that I have is, these are more of like affirmation decks that I like to use for divination. So Find Your Happy deck by Shannon Kaiser. So this is a deck that is just full of affirmations. It's like mantras that you can use for all purposes. If you just kind of want to feel a vibe for the day, or find an affirmation that's gonna, you know, help you do your energy for that day, then do so. It also comes with a guidebook, so you'll know like what the card means, how to apply it. These cards also have numbers on them, so numerology is really big in divination. So if you're new to the practice, just get up on your numerology, your lessons, okay? Really start connecting with numbers. But this is what the card looks like. They have this like very watercolor backgrounds. It also has like triangular shapes on them, and then they have just mantras. And I like to pull these for just, you know, confirming cards. I like to pull them for affirmations, so that way, you know, whoever's my querent at the time, or the person that I'm reading for, these are just serves as great confirmation cards, and they allow me to just read deeper into, or just even to confirm energy that I already mentioned. It also gives them a takeaway, so that way if they're looking to shift the energy, they can do so with their words by using the mantra. So that is a great way to help people kind of take control in what it is that you're telling them as their intuitive, or as their oracle, and just allow them to, like I said, take control and make the moves that's necessary for their energy using their words. The next deck that I have is the Soul Seeds Affirmation deck. This deck is actually a private owner. Her name is Jessica Falloon. She's also, I have a personal relationship with her. So she sent me this deck after, I think, as a wedding gift. Yes, so thank you so much, Jessica, for sending this deck to me. I absolutely love it. It is so pretty. I love pastels, and just, you know, in some cases I love pastels, I'll say that. But they come with some really great affirmations, really great pictures. They incorporate flowers and shapes into their cards. I also love the shape of the card, like that square shape. It fits in my hand, just very nice. I have little hands, so little decks are just easy to, when it's time to shuffle, like I'm able to shuffle properly. Okay, so their deck, you know, this is a really just nice deck to pull from on a daily basis, you know, maybe after or before a meditation session. I like to do both. Pull one before, so as a mantra to really ground myself during my meditation, and then pull one after to see if anything has shifted in my, you know, my energetic field for that day, so I'll know how to show up. So this information on how you can purchase this deck is in the description box below, so you can connect with Jessica for yourself and get this deck in your arsenal of divining tools as well. And yeah, I really recommend it. It's really nice. It's lightweight. Like, again, it's a nice size for travel too. So if you find yourself traveling a lot and you just want to have a nice deck with you, this is a great one as well. And last but not least, I have the Bob Ross. This is actually a playing card set that I got from Quantum Cassie on Instagram. These cards, for one, I absolutely love Bob Ross. Bob Ross is like art genius, and Bob Ross has played like a major role in my relationship with my great grandmother. So she always loved Bob Ross. She painted Bob Ross pictures all the time. So I got this deck as a way to like connect with her and just honor her spirit, as one of my guides who helps me with my divining processes. But the Bob Ross deck looks like this on the back. There's just a great happy smiling face, and then this is set up like a playing card set. So it has like diamonds, clubs, spades, and hearts. And what I like to do, because I'm just now getting into Cartomancy, I believe that's how you pronounce that, but on this deck they have like these beautiful like Bob Ross quotes. So like the Queen of Spades says, however you think it should be, that's exactly how it should be. And when I think of the Queen of Spades, like if you think of spades in general, that gives very like success vibes, that gives like, you know, like big status energy. If you think about spades, I don't know, like that's just how it makes me feel. But queen energy is like that, you know, speaking things into existence. But how I like to use these cards is in conjunction with my root workbook. I don't think I have it with me. I don't. So yeah, I like to use it with my root workbook, because in the root workbook it has how like each card means certain things, and that way you can divine using that particular guidance on what the card symbols mean. So in that book it tells you exactly what a Queen of Spades means, and you can combine that and collaborate that message with the quote that's actually on the card, and it just creates a full experience. So that's how you can incorporate Cartomancy into your practice. Again, this is how like gypsies used to read the future, or just to read energy back in those times. So sometimes people will grab just a regular plain deck and they'll bless it and make it where it's a divining tool. I personally got this deck because, I mean, it's Bob Ross, it has nice pictures on it, I mean, it's the bomb. So go ahead and grab this, and you can find this on Amazon, but I think it may be, yeah, I think it's only on Amazon as well. So a lot of these decks you can find on Amazon. A lot of these decks you can find on Magic Planet. But again, if you want to shop on Magic Planet, feel free to do so by clicking the description box below. There's an affiliate link that you will be able to, your purchase will support the channel. 5% of your purchase will receive as a commission. So it's more of like an energy exchange. I know I love me a good energy exchange. You can move into really supporting the practice of building this platform, building the tools, building the resources, getting more equipment, things like that. So if you do use the affiliate link, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Go ahead and enter the coupon code GUIDED and get an additional 5% off. So think about it as, like I said, that energy exchange. You give 5, you get 5, and I appreciate that so much. I hope this video was helpful for all of my beginners out there looking to, you know, pull in that divining energy within your life, and you're looking to use certain tools and cards. I hope that this video will help you or navigate you to what your new deck will be, or what your first deck will be. Let me know in the comment section what your favorite decks are and what you like to use for your practice, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.